So peace to the one person in my House of Healing LLC chat room. Peace to Bigo Live, King Rastafari, right on time, my love. I just hit the live button. Share the live, share the love, my people. So this is Midnight Mindfulness. This will be part of the Midnight Mindfulness playlist on House of Healing LLC. And this particular session is going to be entitled The Shining. Now, why I chose that particular name for it, I chose it at the last minute. I know why I chose it in the subject matter that I want to speak about. I did write some things down so I don't forget some of the things. But of course, we always invite Spirit to speak in real time. Okay, because the Most High is still speaking today for those who are listening. King Rastafari. So welcome to House of Healing LLC chat. I see people coming in the room. It is 1:30 a.m. where I am for now. But whenever you hear the messages, it will be in divine timing for you. Whenever it is that you are to receive the messages that are coming through. And, as I said before, I am going to try to be more consistent going forward due to the heightened warfare that is going on that I'm also a part of. Okay, so I'm just here to share. I'm just here as a vessel to encourage, to remind you that you're not alone in this and that we are all walking the same path, and we may just be on different places on the path. I did decide to go ahead and leave my Bigo Live boxes open in case people want to join. I am going to go ahead and try to get through the downloads though before I do want to have any conversation. So if you do join the boxes, just hold your comments or leave, or you're more than welcome to type anything, any questions, comments, concerns that you may have in the comments. And this is in both chat rooms. I am live again on both platforms. Okay, so Bigo Live. This is Midnight Mindfulness. And for the 3 people who are live with me on YouTube, this is Midnight Mindfulness, The Shining. Okay, so this will be part of the Midnight Mindfulness playlist on House of Healing LLC. Now, the things that I wrote down to talk about, this is a mixture of a bunch of things that I just been writing down, over a few days. And of course, once I start speaking, things come up. Okay, perfect, King Rastafari. Driving and listening is a good thing. It's almost like a meditation because, I like to go drive when I want to get away from everything and just think. And so driving can most definitely be a meditation. Just make sure that we are, alert and paying attention. Okay. So I do appreciate you being here. So The Shining, I know when people hear this, we think a lot about the movie The Shining and, these types of things, or we relate it to something. And, of course, you can relate it to a lot of things. For some reason, when I'm thinking about it now, I'm thinking about, in the pyramid text, how when they were pronouncing the pharaohs, from life to life, when they were going through this regeneration ceremony, how they would pronounce the pharaohs an imperishable Ak. And that never left my mind, when I began studying that, because I was like, wow, that sounds powerful. What is an imperishable Ak, right? So, of course, that takes you deeper down the rabbit hole, and then you begin to learn more and more. if you have this longing and this thirst for knowledge, not even understanding sometimes in the beginning that it is a thirst for knowledge of self, and it is divine knowledge of self that we're searching for when we're looking for all of this knowledge, and we're doing all of this research, and we're looking back into the past, and we're looking to the ancestors, and things that have come before us. We're looking for that divine knowledge of self. Who am I? Is the question. In this eternal quest for knowledge, at the end of the day, what is the end game in this eternal quest for knowledge? The end game would be, if we're going to be searching in the places that we should be searching, which is within the self, the end game would be divine knowledge of self, which then empowers you as a God in your own reality. I just said something. Even though I'm under heavy attack right now, I'm not going to put that in the forefront. I'm not going to allow that to stop me from completing my mission, delivering my message, stepping up to the mic. I feel irritation in my throat. Okay, this is, energies not wanting me to speak, because there's so much that I could be speaking about right now. There's so much that I could say. Okay. But being the lady that I am, I'm going to focus where I need to focus at, But please don't ever underestimate me, is all I'm saying. So we were instructed, the supreme command, especially for the people who are religious, the supreme command in your Bible is love. I don't know why I always feel the need to remind people of this, because I hear people, debating and speaking about everything else, and so people who need a book to guide them through life, or, and this is not, give me a minute, this is not a dig on religious people or anything like that, because at some point we have all needed something as a blueprint or as a guide. Okay, so I just want to point out the most important things, okay, in the book, because this could really kind of shorten the study time, so that we can actually get to actually living the word. So any words that we receive from another person, whether they are spoken, whether they've been written, okay, however we're receiving these words, if they are beneficial to us, if they are in alignment with us, being in alignment with the will of our Creator for us, then we should be eating of those words, and those words, we should be becoming those words. The supreme command was love, and then every other law was to be hung on love, and every prophet who was to step forth and claim to be connected to the source was supposed to be weighed against love. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Hang all the law and all the prophets upon love. So this should be the foundation of anyone who is a true teacher's teaching. All the laws should be built on love, and we should be eating the words that we are reading and speaking about and using to judge and condemn others with. It was for you to first eat those words and become those words, because then it wouldn't come out as judgment and condemnation. If you eat the words and you become love, then everything is tempered by love. In order to enter, because I'm going to keep talking about it, because though I know that there will be a lot of people left behind, King Rastafari, I'm still rooting for the ones who will change their mind and come with. So in order to enter into this higher realm, which by the way, I know I'm in because oh my God, like it's like, it's like so many demons around. It's like you'd be scared to even talk about your blessings, right? So I'm not going to say too much about, the things that have been happening in my life since I made certain decisions, as an act of self-love. Certain tests and rites of passage that were presented to me, in the forms, because, the enemy felt that, that they had pinpointed my weakness and tried to use that. And, you know what I'm saying? So, the enemy tried to use what they thought was my weakness to try to break me. And I completely aced that test like a boss, right? And though it was very painful and it took an extreme amount of strength and an extreme amount of trust, okay, in my own indwelling spirit, in my own intuition, I aced that test like a boss. And I'm speaking spiritual tests. Tests where you will be asked to choose between yourself and someone else that you love with your whole heart unconditionally. Right? Some of the hardest tests that you will ever be faced with come at the end of a completion of a cycle. Now, we spoke about hypnotic rhythm the other night and how, these cycles, but I want to kind of review hypnotic rhythm for those who may be stuck in cycles of hypnotic rhythm. And for those of you who don't know what hypnotic rhythm is, it is a repetitive cycle. Okay. And this behavior, it's a repetitive cycle of behavior. I'm not going to say that it is inherently destructive behavior, because hypnotic rhythm can be used in a positive way as well. It is basically the thinking mechanism. It is the programming, the part of the brain, okay, that can be programmed, or the part of the consciousness that is programmable. Okay. And so this is the premise behind the positive affirmations. Okay. Repeating positive affirmations, going to sleep, listening to these sorts of things as they go into the subconscious mind, then this becomes a recording that is playing in the back of your mind, whether you're aware of it or not. So a lot of people who have unhealed wounds and have this quote unquote shadow work to do, these are people who have not illuminated the dark places in their heart, which is the subconscious mind. So we're going to get it, I want to get into it because I want to help some people be released from it. The darkness, that is. Okay, by learning how to live in a higher vibration, not just to read about it and talk about it, but to actually live in a higher vibration, a vibration of unconditional love. This is the only way that you can push negativity and darkness and fear out of your heart. That's wisdom, King Rastafari. And you probably know inherently, from your soul that I need to do this. Okay? It's a good idea to each day, make a conscious effort to push darkness and negativity or any fear that's in your heart, to push that out. And the only thing that can push it out, the only thing that can cast out fear, which is devil energy. It's pure love. It can't be that fake love. It can't be that act of love. It can't be lust. It can't be infatuation. It can't be the desire to take another person's light. It can't be any of that. It has to be pure, unconditional love. That's what pushes fear and darkness out of the heart. How did the fear and the darkness get in the hearts of men? 1:44 on the clock, my people. Shout out to the chosen ones, by the way. How did this darkness and fear enter into the hearts of men? So, the yin yang symbol is what I'm seeing. And again, I like to use this to help people to understand that, one part is truth and one part is illusion, and they're both necessary, but only one is real. I just said something. One part of the yin yang is truth. The other part is illusion. Both are necessary, but only one is real. We live in a world full of people who have been shaped by their circumstances and low vibrational mindsets and, lack mentality and whatever it is that's in the environment or whatever that was born into our DNA that was, passed down from our parents and grandparents that still had healing to do. So when I speak of the chosen ones, I'm speaking of the one who was chosen in your particular bloodline to heal. Because when you heal for you, you heal your entire connection. You heal your entire bloodline. And so you are the contemporary, the one who was gifted all of the wisdom and the power, okay, that was garnered by the ones who came before you. They passed it down to you. And those of you who I'm speaking to, you know exactly who you are. It's in your DNA. Some of the generational curses, we can say, this is what some people speak of this as generational curses. It can be, we can look at these as just inherited bad habits, inherited bad thought patterns. Okay. The point is that we acknowledge that these shadows exist. We live in a world full of people who are in their shadow self, in their so when I say, because you guys hear me say a lot that all the world is a stage. And this is because everyone is wearing masks and no one is being their true self. And I find this very peculiar. Though I've been in this world a long time, I still find it very peculiar because it takes a lot of work to, be something that you're not. And it's just so much easier to just be real. And it's like people have this deep fear of being exposed for the truth of who they really are. So then it poses the question of why? How did this happen? How did we get to the place where we are just afraid to just be ourselves and be who we are? And we feel like we got to put on this act and be a certain, put on this persona to impress people or attract people or keep people away or fit in. All the world is a stage. People who were shaped by, their neighborhood, their abusive or neglective parents, the love that they did not get, or the love that they got in a wrong way, whatever has happened, everyone has a story. Such is the nature of this world, the world of duality, where there are places where God exists and there are places where it appears that God is not. The places where it appears that God is not, these are parts of the illusion, because God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. But people who stay in the illusion, they stay in a low vibration, because that's what the illusion is comprised of, low vibrations. So people with low vibrational mindsets find it hard to create, things like happiness, because these things require a higher vibrational mindset. I mean, simple. So if we think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, the laws of the universe, the commandments in the Bible, or whatever other laws that you govern yourself by, whether you created them yourself, or you accepted something, or you realized something, or you know something. If you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, then everything kind of falls into place and makes sense. And I like to speak in terms of vibration because it's easy to create the visual where people understand that the low vibration, I mean, even for a child, if you just show them the smiley face and the sad face, you're conveying to them the energy, the direction that the energy is flowing. The energy is the frequency, it is the vibration. And so when I speak of love or devil energy, I'm speaking of an energy, a frequency, and a vibe. So God is the highest vibe, is the most high. You don't get any higher than love. There's no drug on the planet that can get you as high as love. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. Okay? Shall I go on? I know y'all hearing the rest of the song in your minds, because I set that off. I did that. That's what I do. I ignite other flames. We live in a world full of people who are wearing masks. The masks was fashioned by their environment and their circumstances and the people's mindsets that they were exposed to. And so in this type of environment, it's easy to forget who and what you are, the truth of who and what you really are. I've been talking for less than 20 minutes, and I'm sure that many of you have forgotten that what I said about the imperishable Ak. So the imperishable Ak means an indestructible star, a star that is shining and that is indestructible. This is what you are at the very core of yourself once the unraveling is completed. At the very core of the unraveler's knot is an imperishable Ak, an indestructible star. So as many times as people think that they have swept the rug from under Unraveler, Unraveler reinvents herself. Unraveler recreates her world. Unraveler rewrites the story. Oh, that draft didn't work. Let me ball that up. Let me ball that up. Throw that away. I'm the writer. I write the story. When you sent that energy last time, I went and listened to my night affirmations, and I was spinning in space so fast. Yes, I love it, King Rastafari. I love it because, when you guys give me confirmation, it just lets me know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you have no idea how much opposition I come up against because of my lifestyle and the way that I choose to serve my compassionate creator. The same opposition that every ascended master has come up against. And it's really the people closest to you that surprise you when that mask begins to fall off, or when everything is illuminated to where there is no more darkness in which to hide. Yes, King Rastafari, I love it. Since that night you haven't smoked weed, so you received a deliverance, my love. All praises to the Most High, and I mean that with every fiber of my being, because I am just a vessel. All praises to the Most High. See, that's what love will do for you, because all I did was send you, a packet of unconditional love. I'm doing it right now. And you are very, very welcomed. Without love, the word of God can become like verbal abuse. Hence the Hebrew Israelites. I said what I said. Without the energy of love and the pure intention of love towards the people that you are speaking, what you call the word of God, these words equate to verbal abuse. Okay? When you do not have divine knowledge of self, you are in darkness. You are not of the light. And when you have divine knowledge of self, you do not abuse people with the word of God, because you understand that it is to be tempered with love. So, when you see all of these masculine based groups and you don't see the divine feminine being properly represented, expect an imbalance. Expect to be abused or neglected in some way, shape, or form. I said what I said. Expect to be lied to. Expect to be controlled. Expect to be disrespected and treated brutally, and judged and condemned. Expect every organized religion on the planet that does not properly respect the divine feminine. I said what I said. Been through it, still going through it. Yes, King Rastafari. The Great Mother is here, and it's making a lot of beta males uncomfortable. Also, a lot of beta females. They watching, they stalking, they lurking, they planning, plotting. I said it. I said it because I see it. As I said before, God is omnipresent. So while people around here planning, plotting, sneaking, and got these seeds of resentment and jealousy and fear and darkness in their own hearts, I can see that. Okay? So just be very aware, and please don't underestimate the Great Mother because of her femininity. On everything that you love, you would not want to underestimate the divine feminine, because it's not going to be pretty. I said the divine feminine. Okay? Not the distorted, insecure, okay? Karmic feminine. I said it. The karmic feminine that watches the divine feminine harder than the divine masculine is watching the divine feminine. Can everybody just look the other way? Ain't nothing to see here. You can look the other way and the sun is still going to be shining, my loves. The sun is always going to continue to shine. This is the golden age of enlightenment. This is the time of change. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the time that I spoke of where there would be no more darkness in which for your shadows to hide. Everything is being exposed as it should be. What's been being done in the darkness, oh, it's going to be put on the table, my loves. It will be illuminated. The scales have landed and we waiting to weigh. We waiting to weigh your hearts. Who's first? Who's first? I'm going to enjoy this. So this golden age of enlightenment, this great awakening, this time of change where your mind is being renewed if you have not chosen to conform. I just said something. The golden age of awakening and enlightenment is about divine knowledge of self. It's about divine knowledge of yourself as that imperishable Ak, as that indestructible star. Because without divine knowledge of yourself as an indestructible star, these low vibrational beings will chew your ass up and spit you out and keep it moving and never even think another thought about it. Okay? But they're going to learn today. They're going to learn today, King Rastafari. Without love as your foundation, your life slows all the way down. It becomes unfulfilling, boring, and all of your unexpressed, frustrated shadows, they begin to fill the space in your heart. And you start to act in ways that are out of your true character. You start feeling like, you know what, I ain't feeling good today. Let me go mess with, let me go start an argument with somebody. Let me go try to, oh, she thinking she on her high horse today. She thinks she cute. Let me go tell her hair don't look that cute. Or she ain't all that. Let me let her know that she is not all of that. Okay. And this is projection that a lot of people do. They project their internal garbage onto other people. Okay. People who are unfulfilled, dissatisfied with self, are triggered by people who are content, people who are confident and who are satisfied with self. And so this is the premise behind people hurting people. They don't know why they're doing it. They just, it's their fault I'm hurting them. She came in here and she thought she was cute. So she deserved for me to go over there and let her know that she's not. Okay, it ain't got nothing to do with how I'm feeling inside. Nothing to do with my pain. Oh, I'm fine. Well, jealous for what? For what? Isn't that every narc's reaction? Jealous for what? And then the insults come, right? To a person who ain't said nothing to them. All the person has done is triggered them by their mere existence. Okay? By being on a higher vibration than them, by loving themselves, okay? Having no idea how hard and how long and how much blood, sweat, and tears it took for that person to get to the point where they do actually feel love for themselves. It's a struggle for us all. But once somebody has achieved it or has achieved enough self-love to begin to start now generating some form of abundance for yourself, Here come all the low vibrational people who haven't worked out their own shadows to be creating their own abundance. Want to say, oh, I want to create me some abundance. Who says she deserve it? Who is she to deserve something? Right? So then they start plotting and planning. Okay. But we done already been there and done that. Okay. This is not Peter and Judas, honey. Okay. I told y'all, Jesus ain't coming back as no lamb and nobody's getting slaughtered here. Okay. So just watch out. Okay. For the lions with the wolf in the middle. Because I don't play about me and mine, and I'm sure you don't play about you and yours. So let's get ready. We gonna clash about this. Okay? Because I was born for a time such as this, and I feel the wolves, okay, saying it's time. Your unexpressed shadows are your wolves, okay? And when you do not release those, when you do not acknowledge them, when you say, no, that's not me, that's something inside of somebody else. That's why I don't like her. I mean, I can't, it ain't nothing really that I can point out. I mean, she ain't really do nothing to me. It's just something about them I don't like. Okay. This is a case of, someone's, someone's spirit irritating another person's demons. They can't handle the truth that you speak. They can't stand in the light that you shine. I told y'all last week, we talk about this balance between darkness and light. Ain't no damn balance, because darkness cannot stand next to the light. And that's why darkness don't like the light. Whatever reasons they come up with is not justification for the actions that they take out of their own sense of self-dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction with self is the reason why hurt people. So when you realize you have the eyes that see and you're discerning enough to understand that these people are unhealed, understand that these people will and do have the capacity to hurt you. And this is because the shadows that are in their heart, it's like they're a shadow. So basically, shadow work is necessary because of the aspects of self that people deny. Okay, that they don't give a voice to, that they don't acknowledge, that they don't express. And so what happens is, this is darkness. It turns into, darkness that begins to fill up the space in your heart center where the light is supposed to live. Okay? It will fill the space so much in some people that their hearts have turned entirely dark. Hence the narcissist, the psychopath, the sociopath. It's a haunted house full of shadows. And the empath is the house with the warm lights and the cookies being baked inside. So you should understand why the narc wants to rob the empath, because people don't rob empty houses. It's because you're full to the brim with the most high, the highest energy, frequency, and vibe available. What you're holding in your heart is worth more than money, but it can create money. I just said something. It's not about money. It's about abundance. It's about understanding that you are connected to an unlimited source. And it ain't just about talking about it. It's about being about it. If you know that you are connected to an unlimited source, you ain't got to take nothing from nobody. So if you're out here acting in a lack mindset to where I got to steal something from somebody else, I got to take somebody's idea, I got to take somebody's whatever, and you think that the universe is going to bless that, especially if it's somebody who has been good to you, somebody who has been good to you. That's all I'm gonna say, because we're talking about a Judas and Peter and Jesus type situations that's going on. And I want to shout out to some of the readers who have been picking up on this energy. in the divine feminine collective, this energy of, this divine feminine who has gone through a lot, because y'all reading my energy. So I just want to speak on it to validate you guys and let you know that you do help people, okay, a great deal, when they've gotten to a part of their spiritual path that is beyond religion. I said what I said. When you've gotten to a part of your path that is beyond any book that you can pick up and read, and you need someone who is plugged into the source in real time, these are your seers, these are your mediums, these are your channels, these are your tarot readers. Okay? And I have lost friends and colleagues and supporters and all of this because of my connection to this community and the way that we choose to serve the Most High. And guess what? Let them go, because they really don't understand what they have lost. I ain't lost nothing. God told me to let go of anything that was coming up against me because of the way that I choose to serve. Okay. And so I'm at peace with everything that is moving in my life. This is an eclipse, my people. Okay. This is an eclipse. And as y'all know, I'm very intimately connected to the movement of the planetary bodies. I don't know when the eclipse is happening. It may be happening as I speak, but I'm definitely feeling it. So during the eclipse, and I know I'm all over the place. Okay. This is because of what's happening. During this eclipse, a lot of things that are no longer necessary for you on your path as you go forward, because choices have been made, whether people have made choices or not. Okay? The decision not to make a choice is a choice. Okay? We have no more time for games. So during the eclipse, if you have been obedient to your indwelling spirit and you have been doing the work, then there's a lot of things that are going to be eclipsed out of your life at this time. Things that you may not have expected. Yes, a lot of tower moments happening in a lot of people's lives. Because why? Because that light got flipped on. And a lot of what people were doing in the dark is going to be illuminated. And a lot of people are running scared now. It's like a bunch of roaches. Roaches. They never thought that light was going to get flipped on. Okay. So the light being here is me saying that God is here. Okay. Me saying that this energy of pure unconditional love is within your reach. It is accessible in this moment. But you cannot enter into this realm of light with darkness in your heart. So I'm trying to help with the expelling, okay, of the shadows that are filling up some people's hearts. The instruction, the supreme instruction, was to love. I'm going to always bring it back, because this is who and what I am. And this, living in this vibration, especially at this time in the heightened, of this warfare, it is vital that we understand how important love is to the survival of your soul as you walk through this valley of the shadows. I just said something. Those of you who are walking through the valley of the shadows, you know who you are. And I'm telling you, love, the love that's in your heart is what's going to illuminate the path before you that you cannot see. The only way that you're going to survive is to remember who you are, which is pure, unconditional love. Remember yourself as a child before you were hurt, before you were damaged, and return to your natural state of being. I talked about the sinner's prayer, I believe in the last live or the live before that. And I want to just kind of review about the sinner's prayer, because it's important for a lot of people who are lost, okay, in some of those darkest regions of their valleys. I still want to help you get out. I'm still moving in an energy of unconditional love in spite of the environment, in spite of the betrayals, in spite of everything that's going on. Okay, and I'm sending so much love and life and healing and abundance to all of my divine feminine collective, because I know that I'm not the only one going through being hacked and gang stalked and you know what I'm saying, people trying to come and just literally strategically place themselves between you and your divine inheritance. I understand what's going on in the realm, and I'm here on the front line with us all. Okay, I talked about the sinner's prayer. This is for the people who are still thinking that they can move in darkness and serve darkness and win. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? I'll wait. I just want to submit to these people the sinner's prayer, because it's not something that you're going to get from me or a Bible or a book or a pastor, nobody else. A sinner's prayer, a true sinner's prayer, is your first sincere conversation with God about truly wanting to change and asking for help, because I don't know how to change. I don't know how I got so lost in the sauce. I can't believe I did this to this person who would have given me the clothes off of their back. I can't believe I did this to this person that truly loved me. Don't let the devil make you so ashamed of what you've done that you feel like you can't get back. If you have, I mean, especially if you have sinned against a divine being, I'm telling you, repent. You still have time. This is a sincere conversation with the Most High, which is preceded by a longing for a connection to the source, a longing to for God to remember you, to acknowledge you, to re-accept me back in, take me in, clean me up. It does not matter how far that you have gone down that path. It doesn't matter what you have done. You can come back from anything. That's what God is here for. God is bigger than you, wiser than you, and stronger than you, more powerful than you. In all of the things that you have done to put yourself in this dark hole that you feel that you're in, you have to acknowledge that there is something greater than you. You have to acknowledge that I done effed up. I look around me and there's nothing but corners. There's nothing but darkness. Let me humble myself. Let me acknowledge the fact that I need a higher power. I am not God alone. I'm just a piece of God. I suggest you do this willingly, because at the end of the day, regardless of what path that you choose, because you do have free will to choose to not go with the will or what appears to be. If you can have the experience of appearing to not choose the will of God, because it's even within the will of God that you have the choice or that experience of thinking that you can go against the will of God. It's not true. It's an illusion. Even if but and are written fitting into the plan. I just said something. Y'all don't know my God. Y'all really think y'all can challenge God. Y'all think y'all can play in God's face. Y'all think y'all really gonna steal from God's daughter. The instruction to love is vital, because when you don't build your character off this foundation, you find yourself doing things that are so self-destructive that it not only touches you, it touches everything you love and everything you touch. And then you be wondering, I don't know what came over me. The devil came over you. That's what that was. Yeah, the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of fear, the spirit of lack, okay? The spirit of rage, the spirit of inferiority, whatever it wasn't of God. And so when the boomerang of your own energy comes back around to you, pressed down, shaking together, and running over, going around that infinite 8 sign, understand that it's gathering more and more energy, of like vibration. So when it comes back to you, it has snowballed, and this is how it hits you back 100-fold. And I told y'all to be careful with me. I'm offering up the sinner's prayer because a lot of people are going to need it. They will be brought to their knees. They will confess who God truly is. This is going to be their first sincere conversation with the true and living God. It's not going to be you listening to the pastor. It's not going to be you reading some out of a Bible. It's not going to be you regurgitating something that you remembered in your intellect. It's not going to be that. It's going to be a heart-to-heart conversation with that indwelling spirit facing the truth of who and what you are and what you represent in this reality. I'm talking to the narcs all the way up to the empaths. Every knee is going to bow. Every tongue is going to confess. Because the only thing that's real here is the truth. The truth. Shout out to the truth speaker. I know you don't get much love or acknowledgement, and it's a thankless job, but I know the blessings that God has in store for you. So keep it pushing. So, before today happened, before this eclipse came in, like I said, I don't know if it's happening right now. It's already happened. I'm feeling it, right? Before it came in, though, I did get I got the most unexpected Ace of Pentacles blessing. Just a couple of days ago. It was so unexpected. It was so like, what? So it was like, let me just calm down, because there are many aspects of myself that are speaking right now, right? Because they have woken up a pack of wolves right about now. Okay. So you're hearing many different aspects of me, okay, speaking in the moment. But I really want to say, you know what I'm saying? The part of me that, that never really changes is that I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for the relationship that I do have with the divine, because I swear the things that people be trying, it's like, I always know ahead of time. My intuition be on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so grateful for that, because there's so many things that I could have gone deeper into and lost so much more. You know what I'm saying? I'm so grateful for my oversoul, okay, my higher self, because I feel my higher self. They're looking out for me, listening to conversations that I don't hear, and being omnipresent in places that the small me is not, but the big me is always on point, always telling me to move here, turn here, cut this off. Okay, so my last part of the unraveling was the pruning. So this live is going to be part of the unraveling playlist as well, because this is the shining, and it's because the pruning period where I had to like cut them haters off, you know what I'm saying, and cut certain things off in order to continue to thrive. It took a lot longer than I expected, and it was a lot more painful than I expected. But because I went ahead and did it, because I was obedient, because I trusted. And the only reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because, I know that a lot of people are going to get to this part of their path, or maybe you have gone through it. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you are here because maybe you're facing some of these tests and challenges. They are the hardest work that you're ever going to do in your life. And they are going to be tests where, it's really it's a shame. And I hate to say it because it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because it hurts God's heart that people see that you have a pure heart and pure intentions, and they see that you're a good person, and they automatically, just because of the darkness that's in their heart or whatever, they take that for weakness, and they want to try you. They think that, for some, they don't even recognize the demons that are within them. It's just like in my dream, the people that were possessed, and they didn't know that they was possessed. So it's like, the people don't even realize that the demons within them want to hurt me, but I see it. They don't even realize that the demon within you, it wants to take things from me. It's just trying to put yourself in between me and my divine inheritance that I inherited with my blood, sweat, and tears. So you don't understand that this is spiritual. There's levels to this shit. If you didn't do this work, what makes you think you're going to get to eat my cake with me? And I was trying to share it. I'm trying to share it. But see, the thing is, you can't do this with certain people because they don't even have the capacity to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you get to a certain level in your path, the pruning is going to be absolutely necessary because, just like they say, new levels, new devils. So yes, a new level of success, a new level of happiness, new everything, right? You may have to cut off all them dead leaves, or everything that, what I'm saying, was not contributing to your growth, right? So when you do that, like I said, it's painful. And for me, it took longer. It was, it was worse than I thought it was going to be for me. However, I did do it still because I knew it was needed to be done. And the moment that it was like, okay, I accepted it. I'm good. I'm moving forward. I'm still trusting Most High. I'm still who I am. I didn't get changed at the core. I'm still giving unconditional love. People are feeling it. People are still being healed. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of whether I know what's next, this is a leap of faith. See, I've taken many leaps of faith. I've died many spiritual deaths. So I am absolutely fearless out here on this path. And that triggers a lot of people because they haven't reached the point of fearlessness yet. And so they disguise whatever. And I'm not concerned with nobody else. I'm really not concerned with anyone else. I'm not trying to judge anyone else. It's just the fact that when I speak my truth, it triggers certain people. And then you become a target. And the thing about it is that some people are covert. I respect the overt narcissist more so than the covert one, because they are the snake in the grass. The covert narcs will be smiling right up in your face and planning your demise right there in your face, like Peter, like Judas, to the very end. Okay. So that they can benefit off of being connected to your energy because you're connected to source. And you know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, have this jealousy, or carrying the seeds of jealousy and this resentment or whatever it is that you trigger within them to still want to destroy you. Right? And so this is why there's so many warnings about, guarding your heart and protecting and, being discerning people by the spirit. And these stories were told because these are energies that people embody. Okay. And the story is a story that you're going to be living, in the walk that you're going to be walking, if in fact you have been chosen to take this walk. The stories are going to resonate with you, and you will encounter these same energies on the path. It's a path. And yes, circumstances may be different, but it's about the energy. It's about the frequency, the vibration. The supreme instruction, and I'm always going to remind you this until the Most High has removed me, okay, from the game altogether. I'm always going to remind you that the supreme instruction is love. That love is vital for your survival on this path. It's vital for the survival of your spirit and your soul in the matrix. Without love, you become a robot. And you can be remotely controlled to go up into a grocery store or into a church or a school and do what God is not going to be pleased with. You become programmable because you are not inhabiting your own heart space. And the heart space is the subconscious mind, which is the part of you that is programmable, especially when you are unaware of this part of you, when you don't acknowledge your own heart and what you're feeling in there. And you know what I'm saying? You stuff all of that in there. That's darkness that begins to crowd out the light that's in there, to the point where some people's hearts go completely dark. Some people's hearts harden. So that was the reason why I wanted to, again, submit to you and offer up the sinner's prayer. It's not something that you have to memorize and regurgitate. It is just having a sincere conversation with God about the truth. If you wish to be washed clean, if you need help changing and growing, becoming a better person, if you have a deep desire to do so, help will be provided. But it cannot be an act, because this is an insult to God. It must be a deeply felt longing in the heart to know. Because that longing in the heart to know what love is that longing in the heart to know what God is that longing in the heart to know who I am. It's the same thing. But until you have that desire in your heart, then the experience will not come for you. It must be in your spirit. It must be in truth. And once your heart has been purified enough and is filled with that longing, then the connection will be made. Only a pure heart filled with a sincere desire to understand the true nature of their own individual soul in this reality. Okay, trying to say to understand, why am I here? What is my purpose? Asking the deep questions of life. Until you get to that point where you have that deep longing in your heart to know, you're going to always be answering and debating and arguing with people, and you know what I'm saying, trying to find answers in books and in places where it's not. Until you go within, you will continue to go without the answer. So we have to purify the heart. We have to have a true desire to want to know, other than to want to use that power or that knowledge to manipulate or control people with. People who have that desire in their heart, they're not given the true knowledge. They think they got it. They may have a piece of it. They're not given, they're not shown in being, they're not able to unravel the mysteries of the universe. They still studying it. They still studying it. When my girl TT over there, she can unravel it. Okay. Some of these readers over here, they already got it figured out. So it's true that no eyes have seen and nobody's mind has conceived the things that God has in store and the things that God allows the people who love him to see. When you have that deep desire to really understand yourself and understand my true nature and why am I here and what is my relation to everything, then this reality begins to reconfigure itself to answer those questions for you. Really wanting to understand the purpose for my existence beyond, you know, obtaining, the white picket fence life, and, having the most money and whatever that people, try to obtain in life. What is my individual soul's purpose? Only the people who go to God in sincerity with this question, because some people don't want to know. Okay. And that's fine. But for those who do want to know, this is how You obtain the answer by having a sincere desire, because the universe responds to energy. So that sincere desire to want to have that knowledge, this is, again, it appears as that deep desire to want to experience love. That deep desire to understand God is the same deep desire to understand self, because when you figure out who you are and what you are, who and what God is, all you're going to find at the end of everything is love. So the last time that King Rastafari was here, I don't know if you're still here, but you said that, you, because I remember you and another person that was here, you both remarked that your whole body was vibrating. I believe that was you. That may not have been you, but I know you said that, ever since you left that day, I think you said you haven't smoked, and a lot of things have changed since that day. And the only thing that happened during that session is that, I was offering, this energy of pure unconditional love, as I always do. And when other people's bodies react, which this is pretty common, okay, with me, is that all that's happening is that your vibration is being raised. And this is why you feel it as a vibration. So this is the reaction, other than tears, other than emotion. The reaction of every people telling me that it feels like my whole body is vibrating. Okay, I get that reaction a lot. But of course, the first reaction I get is emotion, but the vibrations is another reaction that I get. This is because I want to point it out, because I want people to understand what's happening. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and love is a vibration. And if a person is not operating, okay, under that foundation of love, and with love as your source of power, then you're not really offering a real healing. You're not a real healer. And I said what I said. We can operate on a mechanism, you know what I'm saying, and make it work again, but is it sick, or is it, you know what I'm saying, is it never quite the same? Like, have we ever, we get that car and something happened to it, and we went and got it fixed, and it never kind of, it runs and everything, but now it is a little bit louder than it used to be. It was never quite the same. You know what I'm saying? Or that relationship after you got cheated on, it was just tainted. And even though you tried to work it out and keep it moving, it just was never quite the same. Yeah, that type of energy. It's when you feel certain energies in your body, okay, and it's a quickening that you feel in your body, and this is just letting you know that the spark has been lit. Okay, so he said he hasn't smoked since then. This is because a healing has taken place. And all that has happened is that I took my light and I lit your candle, and I wasn't worried about whether you was going to outshine me and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I knew that my candle was still going to be lit, and now so is yours. Okay. And all I would ask is that you go and do that for another. Okay. Because again, we are just vessels. And some of us have chosen to do the will of God, and some of us has chosen to play and do other things. And we all have free will to do it. And I'm not here to judge anybody about whatever their decisions are. That's between you and your God. I just let me remind people that, because some people they've been lying their whole life, right? So they really think that, when they have to really come face to face with God, that they're going to be able to lie. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that please don't try it. Please don't. That's the biggest insult that you could ever do. I mean, at the end of the day, if you listen to people who have had near-death experiences, because I've been studying them since I was 16, right? Because I had a very close friend die when I was 16. And I needed to understand, and this was between me and God. This ain't between the pastor and them or nobody else talking about the Lord giveth and take away. That was not enough. That was not consoling me. Okay, I needed to know from God directly. This is how me and God got this tight. Okay, I needed to know from God directly. What is death? Why does this happen? Why would you let us love somebody and then they just gone? Where did they go? I need answers. Okay. I don't care what they talking about. I know that they don't know what they talking about. They don't know what the hell they talking about. This is why people get angry when you have too many questions, because they don't really know what they're talking about either. They just regurgitating something they remember that somebody else said. And when you start asking those deeper questions, they realize they haven't answered those questions for themselves. So now I'm triggered. Now I'm mad at you for making me realize that I don't really know nothing. That's how that goes. And this is why the truth speaker, you know, doesn't have many friends. The truth speaker walks alone. The truth speaker is not listened to until after their time. And the truth speaker is fine with that, because the truth speaker has seen the end in the beginning, already knows how everything is going to unravel, and does not try to instruct the unraveling of anyone's path. Okay? Allow these vibrations to move through your body. When they do, this is nothing but the great awakening. This is the God inside of you waking up and saying, yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm real. This is a tangible feeling to confirm for you that what you are feeling is true. Okay, listen that I said, pay attention that I said what you are feeling is true, not what you are hearing, because you can believe half of what you hear and none of what you see, or half of what you see and none of what you hear. Either way, there is 50% truth here that's being seen and 50% illusion. Okay? The truth and the illusion are both necessary, but only one is real. So I'm not going to stay too long. I really feel like I have delivered whatever message that I was supposed to deliver. I just want to remind you guys that, when you feel that quickening in your heart, that shining, that imperishable Ak trying to come to life and remind you of who and what you are, and you really have that deep desire within yourself to know love truly, to experience it in real time as a tangible energy that I'm breathing, that I'm living in and having my being. And I can experience this with another person. If you're not afraid to let God into your heart, if you're not afraid for love to cast out fear, for that perfect love, that purified love, to come in and push that darkness out of your heart, push that fear out of your heart. If you're ready, if you're not afraid, then allow the energy to move. That means, are you willing to sacrifice your old self for your new self? Are you willing to, I'm thinking about the movie Us by Jordan Peele, and how there was like a replica of them. And I talked about in one of my last lessons, I've talked about it a lot, how, everything that the Most High has created, the Most Low has copies, a dark replica of what the Most High has created as an original. And I want you guys to remember, going forward, no matter what you see, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. I want you guys to remember House of Healing LLC is an original, okay? An original design. It was an original idea, an original family. And anything that comes after trying to do what I do and think they're going to do it better than me is a copy. It's a dark replica. I said what I said. Once you felt this quickening within your spirit, the awakening of this imperishable Ak, this indestructible star that is your piece of God that nobody can take from you, though they will try. Your internal flame has been lit, King Rastafari. This is why you no longer want to do low vibrational activities. And it will never go out again. If you want to know who you truly are, you have to allow the light, which is God, into your heart, which is your subconscious mind. I just said something. The light of God must illuminate the shadows in your heart, which is your subconscious mind. And once you allow God in, all of the layers of consciousness that were in the darkness will be illuminated, and the beautiful, powerful parts of yourself that you couldn't see when the lights were off, when you were in the darkness, when you believed that that darkness was necessary. The beautiful, powerful, wise, magical parts of you are allowed to step into the spotlight once you defeat the shadows by illuminating them. By saying, oh, that's just my 12-year-old self that, is still angry because, nobody ever told her she was loved or beautiful or whatever. That's just my 6-year-old self that felt abandoned by my parents that, did not want me or allowed me to be in the system, or, didn't work hard enough to give me a better life. I'm still angry about it. They treated my siblings better than me. They forgot about me. Nobody loved me. These are things that our shadows say. We don't never share it with anybody, but everyone's shadows have these. Unless you have confronted your shadows and admitted to yourself that, yes, this is a part of me. And reassured yourself that, I can take care of this now. I'm taking care of this. I'm making sure that, nobody can abandon me now. Nobody can make me feel less than what I am, because I know who and what I am. The devil is a lie. Okay? I can fight back now. I can talk back now. I can rebuke the lies now. I can reassure my inner child that we are safe because I'm keeping us safe. Okay? Make promises to yourself and keep those promises above any promises that you make to anyone else. If you truly want to know who and what you truly are, let the light of God into your heart center, into the places where you hurt the most, into the places where you are afraid to show to God or anybody that you love. Love is so many things I like to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. So they think that if they expose the truth of who they are to love, to God, to this person that I hold in such high regard, that you're going to look at them differently, that you're going to be judged because these people have been told lies about who and what God is. God is not a judge. God is not an oppressor. But God is the fixer of all things broken. And the glue that God uses to fix your heart, your relationship, your family is love. And without it, you're going to fall and you're going to break and you will not come back together. The ability to know who and what you are is a gift. It's a gift that comes from God, as an Ace of Pentacles sized gift that comes from God as a result of your devotion to God. as a result of self-love. When I've been talking about self-love for a while, and I've been being rewarded so much for putting myself first, even when it took my breath away, because I did love other people, places, and things, but I had promised myself never again more than I love myself. And so when you make these bold statements and these stances, don't think that you won't be tested to see if you really gonna walk your talk. I promised myself, and I told the person who came to me and said to me that they were my infinite flame. I told him, because I still, I don't know how I feel right now, because I ain't even gonna, what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. Like, there's an eclipse going on there. I was getting ready to say, I still love this person, but I'm really like, I can't say that that love goes away overnight. So I'm not gonna act like love just disappeared. It doesn't disappear. And this is what people and low vibrational people want you to believe. And so, though it's hard for me, even as y'all listening to me, in this moment, I'm fighting my shadow, because my shadow does not want to admit that there is still love here for certain people who I, don't feel, who have reciprocated, who have appreciated, who, you know what I'm saying, people who I feel who have downright taken advantage of, my good heart, of the fact that I've held certain people in high regard. People have chosen or felt, or whatever the demon in them felt, like I was naive, that I was stupid, that whatever possessed people to handle me in the way that they have attempted to handle me. This low vibrational energy. And I'm not completely, like I said, I'm not the type of person to be play the victim of anything. I hold myself completely accountable for everything that has happened, and I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything, because everything is necessary for the lessons to be learned. And again, the work that I'm speaking of is the hardest work that you will ever do in your life, and work that a lot of people spend a lifetime going in hypnotic rhythm trying to prevent having to do. So if you are doing this work, salute. But the ability to know yourself as a piece of God, as that imperishable Ak, the indestructible star, it's a gift. It comes from being devoted to your path, devoted to our compassionate creator, despite the lies that the devil tells you about God, about yourself, about what's possible, about love. Once you have unraveled the mystery of you, you'll never find yourself lost again. You're always going to know. This is what I was saying like earlier. I'm so grateful because I'm so protected. I'm so like guided by, like when I listen and I'm obedient to what my spirit says, regardless. It's like, because my mind is like, I'm so grateful because I know when, through trial and error, I know exactly when to make a head over heart decision. Okay. And I know when to make a heart over head decision. So I've achieved this internal balance that was needed to protect me from a lot of what's going on in the, in the matrix and in the spiritual warfare. I know how to move and duck and move and other things if I need to, because I know me, and you know, this is not my first lifetime. Okay. Once you remember yourself, you'll never find yourself lost again, and everything you touch will turn to gold. Okay, you will find yourself being successful in everything that you're doing, because you are being guided, okay, by the part of you that's already in alignment with success, with abundance, with love, with joy, with higher. vibrations. See, in order to get to in alignment with your higher self, it requires 100% of your focus, okay, to be on you. And so, the people out here thinking, I'm going to build my wealth by, piggybacking off someone else or copying somebody else's whatever, that ain't never going to work, because you don't understand how the laws of the universe work. And so you don't get by taking. I just said something. You don't get by taking. You get by giving, and this requires trust. This requires that relationship to be in place. So though people think that they can cheat in the game, they playing checkers on a chessboard. And guess who the queen is? Checkmate. So before I go, I just want to remind you, my people, that you are gods. Okay? You might say this a lot, but I really want to remind you that you are gods, and you need to act like you know this. I'm going to be loved no matter how many lies the devil try to tell on me, try to tell about me. You know what I'm saying? Come see me for yourself, because other people is wallowing in their own shadows. Come see me for yourself, because I am love personified, and I walk my talk. No matter what else anybody else is trying to do, no matter how people have thought that they was going to handle this love, no matter how many ways that they have tried to use my name in vain and try to paint pictures of me that don't look shit like me. Nothing that the devil does will ever make me come out my body. I'm unbothered. Nothing that the devil does will ever make me come out my body and forget who and what I am. Okay? And this is what I suggest that you always remember, because there's plenty of things that are out here with the express and the pure intent to trigger you out of your high vibration by any means necessary. This is the art of war. When you're dealing with the devil in spiritual warfare, it's all about triggering the chosen ones out of their high vibration. Because when you get out of your high vibration, then you're within reach of the most low, and then you start spiraling down into lower vibrations. So during the pruning for me in my life, it wasn't even, for some of it, it was the people that I had to cut off. We talk about cut them haters off so your plant can thrive, so you can grow. Okay. And then, some of the things, it was like, it wasn't necessarily a particular person, place, or thing, but it was the things that was connected to that person, place, or thing. Because see, some people, even though I've been saying for years, you have to pack light. You can't bring your mom and them and everybody, and if these people are low vibrational, but you still think that you're going to come. And, no, these people had to be pruned. These people had to be cut off. So to my divine beings, if you still, allowing these people to be as, act as an anchor in your life, act as spiritual gravity that are holding you down and holding you back. If you know that you've outgrown certain things and you trying to still fit in and be small when you know that you're a giant in the spirit realm, you're going to get left behind and you're going to be small forever. If you don't hear those trumpets, if you don't hear this siren, if you don't hear those bells, you must be deaf. All of the laws of the universe are pointing to the fact that there is but one being here having many experiences. So if I'm one being and I want to receive something, I got to give something so I can get it. That's how that works. The universe is a great mirror, and everything that is happening outside of you is just a reflection of your own internal state of being. So projecting how you feel onto someone else is never going to improve your situation. Healing, happiness, joy, love, abundance, all of these things are an inside job. I suggest you get to work, because projecting that internal state of, lack and insecurity and dissatisfaction with self onto others, those days are over. Okay? We all got a mirror up so that when you send that to me, it's coming right back to you, honey. Okay? As an act of self-love, I can't receive that. Okay? I ain't gonna be able to do it. So, take your own healing into your own hands. And I'm here, we got Israel, we got Native. They talk about, what they talk about, healing, electromagnetism, and I'm down with all of that. And what I talk about is healing the heart, okay, and finding emotional balance, okay, and that spiritual connection that is needed for your body to even give a damn about being alive, okay, for you to be able to not just exist and live, but to be able to thrive, to be able to actually play and enjoy life, to be eager about life, to actually have the ability to fall in love and experience love and have it change you. I don't want people to lose hope about the good things in life. Okay? I'm always going to continue to bring the good news until I no longer am here to do that. The good news is that there is but one being here having many experiences, meaning that as a race of beings, we are all one. And any form of separation is an illusion. Shout out to my twin flames, my infinite flames, okay? My people who see through the illusion of separation. Any form of separation is an illusion. Oneness is the truth. So when you look at the yin and the yang, it's not the yin and the yang, it's the yin yang. It's one thing. You just looking at part of it that's the truth and part of it that's the illusion. And you have to decide for yourself which one is real. I just said something. I submit to you the yin yang, my people. This is you. This is you. This is your truth, and this is your shadows. This is your darknesses and your light. This is your angel on the right shoulder. This is your devil on the left. And they are at war. Okay? They fighting to the death this time. Remember the movie Us? In the end of it, what was happening? Remember she had to fight her shadow to the death? One of us got to go. It feels like that sometimes when it's with your twin flame. It feels like this person's trying to destroy me. This person's trying to take my crown and go put it on something that don't belong on. Okay? This person trying to take me off my crown and think they're gonna slide something else that don't even fit on my seat into my throne that was created specifically for me. It feel like this person trying to destroy me. This person want to be me. What's really going on? Is that really your twin or is that your shadow? Look real closely, my people. Look real close. Was that her twin on the movie Us, or was that her shadow? The separation is an illusion. This is an immutable fact of life that no matter how many ways that people try to cut that up and try to make it not be so, every ounce of energy that you have sent out to other people is coming back to you. pressed down, shaken together, run away. And I'm not talking about the mask and the act and the false intentions. I'm talking about the true intentions that you sent out towards another. And don't let me find out it was a divine being. I'm saying that you are putting you and everything you love in harm's way. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is but one being here having many experiences. So your intention to hurt or take from another person is going to cause pain or lack in your life. And so it is. Your individual differences do not matter. Love matters. Love is the supreme power that connects and unites those who are a part of the body of God. Love is that imperishable Akh, that indestructible star that illuminates the heart of any ascended master or child of God. It does not matter your race, okay, your color, your creed, gender, social status. None of that shit matters. None of that supersedes love, nor does it justify division. But y'all can keep playing in God's face. The siren has sounded several times now, so you're running out of time. There is but one being here having many experiences. Before I go, my people, everything in creation sprang from the mind of God, the prime creator. Okay? And everything is an expression of God in some way, shape, or form. The illusion that there are places where God is not is just that, an illusion. The truth is that God is omnipresent. Anything else is blasphemy. There is no place that God is not. So the message is, my people, because there is but one being having many experiences, where two or more, okay, of these souls are gathered in the name of love, God and Goddess, the whole, the prime creator and creatress, the one being having many experiences is there in the midst. Anytime two or more are gathered, sharing an energy of love. And with that, I'm going to leave, my people. I do hope that it has been helpful. I'm sending you all peace, love, life, healing, and abundance. And I will see you guys next time.